Finally.
2026.
It feels like forever.
I know. Christmas feels like a distant memory.
It does. Isn't it freaky that like we're nearly in the middle of January?
We
February.
are.
We're in the
the
middle of
20th of February, nearly in the middle of February, yeah.
And then Feb's only like 20 whatever days this year.
I know, honestly.
Then Lila's 2.
And Nelly's been to.
Yep.
We've got so much to fill you guys in on. We have been, well, sorry that we haven't been sitting here sooner, but it's been mental.
Life has been busy.
Yeah, it's been mumming and lifing, to be fair. But we're back for episode 10.
Yeah.
New year.
New us.
Same kids, different me.
Literally.
It is literally that,
Same
isn't
kids,
it?
no one's pregnant.
Yet. No, I'm joking.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Just same another year,
Like
same
shit,
kids.
different day, but
it is,
actually
but
not.
it's a different you.
It's a different
We've
me.
got loads to fill everyone in on.
We
but
do.
can we just go back to what we were saying quickly about the Zara bodysuit?
So we went to Paris and we were just doing our own thing in the shop, and then we both picked up the same bodysuits. They're really short.
And you know what's really funny? You say it because I tried it on and I don't know why. And I thought to myself, I need to ring Lily and ask her if these fit her because these are short on my torso.
And I've got such a long torso.
And I can just about button them up, let alone you.
I couldn't button them up. It literally come to like...
There.
Because I was saying this to a client the other day. I'm tall, but I actually don't really have very long legs. My torso is long. If I buy a play suit, I've got camel toe. I can't wear a play suit. I just can't.
Or
unless
like
you buy a tall one. And I put that bodysuit on and I was like, fuck, even if I lost weight, you can't fucking shrink me that way. Maybe that way.
Yeah, no, but you can't with the length. It's really weird. And I was like, I put it on and I was like, no. I was like, this is not going to fit her.
But because we brought it in Paris, does that mean we can't return it?
Mm-mm.
I can take it back to Zara in Cambridge.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, I was there today.
Did you keep the receipt?
No. They text me it. They text you it.
Oh, that's so good. That's so true as well. I didn't even think about that.
I'll have to take it back. Yeah. I was gutted as well because they were so nice.
They were nice. You know, the basic bodysuits, guys, where it's just...
Why are they so short?
I don't know.
Mr.
But I
Zara.
think, does anyone else think Zara's just wild with their sizing?
Yeah.
Like one thing you can get in a small and it's perfect. Another thing you get in a small and you're like, this is to fit a Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? I need a large in this.
I
just...
literally put it on, launched it in the wardrobe, so I'll have to find it somewhere. But I'm so gutted because they were really nice.
Really nice basics. I feel like mum life is all about that. I was saying to you the other day, like clothes for me now, I don't want to have to think about it. I just put yoga pants on and I put a basic top on and that's it. I don't even like to think about it.
Is that your hair tie?
Where? Yeah. Why? You think about putting your hair up? We launch everything. I even replicate what I do at home.
Yeah. Soz guys.
Remember that on one of our episodes, you were like, there's fucking clothes on the floor. It
Yeah.
literally looks like someone's just stripped off in here.
Literally.
Anyway, you know, taking it back before we speak to you about the antics of Paris and everything else, let's just go back to Christmas. What even happened?
I know.
It just came and went.
It did.
And like, for me, like Christmas, it didn't feel like it was really Christmas because I was going away. So I kind of feel like I was on a bit of a time constraint. Like Christmas Eve, got to do Christmas Day, got to get to bed early, got to get up, got to get a flight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It felt really different.
Yeah.
So I just,
Would you do it again?
It's a good question. I don't think I would go to a city for a week.
Fine.
Like, so to give context, I went to Rome. For anyone that didn't watch the last episode, we went to Rome for Christmas from Boxing Day till New Year's Day because my mum is half Italian. So we stayed at one of her family's apartments. And because we got, luckily, the accommodation of cost nothing, we decided to take advantage of that and stay a week. But I think I underestimated that actually somewhere like Rome, I mean, if you haven't been to Rome, it's the city that keeps on giving. It's stunning, but it's a lot. And I feel like a week was just a bit too long. Like 4 nights may be perfect, but a week was too long. And although Christmas is like a beautiful time to go anywhere where they do Christmas stuff differently, I would probably say no. Like I'd like
maybe
Christmas
go
at
later
home.
for New Year.
Yeah, 1000%. Something like that. And also, we were so blessed with the weather. The weather was stunning, but I would prefer to go somewhere that is hot weather. where you're like, you know what I mean? Where you're like, literally, you could still be like on a beach at that time of year.
Yeah.
For a few days. But not to say that I didn't feel blessed to be in Rome for Christmas, because it was very lucky that my mum's family had somewhere to stay, and it was.
Do you know what you never told me? What the fuck happened on New Year's Eve when you got locked out the flat?
Oh my God.
You actually never told me the story. You were like, well, voice note you. I didn't ever find out what happened.
Right, guys, let me just strip it back.
Yeah.
Right, so basically, the story was originally is that my mum's lovely giving family in Italy were like, you can have, one of my mum's cousins was like, you can have my place. It's a 4-bedroom, like penthouse, whoop whoop. Anyway, the way that sometimes I think culturally with some Italians is like they're very hospitable. So his dad wanted us to stay in his apartment instead. And there were 2 separate apartments literally opposite each other, and he owns both. So we stayed there. It's very typical, classic. Like Italian, like classic, very kind of old. Yeah, you know, like when you said before, Italy's probably one of those only European countries that you look for a holiday and you're like, where do I stay?
Oh, that's why I've never been.
Yeah, they don't have resorts. No. They're very traditional in how they are. You're really like an Airbnb is what you're going to go for. So anyway, they have these very extremely heavy duty doors, by the way. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if you've ever watched the film Limitless, but you know when he moves into that new flat and it's got like the bolts. It was like that. I was like, oh, wow, okay. So we had this big set of keys, and my mum's cousin Renato, he speaks a bit of English, but he's better in Italian. So Mum was communicating with him, and he was like, these are the keys for my apartment, and then you've got the other keys for the other apartment for the girls. So fine. So Dad did so well the whole holiday to remember the keys. And then on the night before the day we were leaving, so New Year's Eve, we were out, and we had gone out in the morning, me and Dec, like over to the road with Lila, and then my mum and dad kind of followed 5 minutes after us. Girls were still chilling, Shauna and Katie and Julia getting ready, that sort of thing. So we had a bit of a point where we came back, and then we were chilling in the apartment for a bit because we knew we were going to be out late for New Year's. Yeah. And we were like, girls, we're going to go without you because I love them to pieces, but they are dossers. They just doss about until like God knows how long till they're ready. So we're going to go out before you. So my dad was sure that he'd left the keys with Shauna because they could get into our apartment then if they needed anything. But no, Shauna apparently said she remembered that if we were going out and then we'd come back earlier or whatever, we would need the keys. So anyway, we'd gone out, but nobody'd realised at this point. The girls came and met us in Rome later. So going along, and then we all decided at a certain point, we were like, we're going to go back because there was lots of people, and like New Year's Eve was like ramping up. And in Italy, I don't know if anyone's ever been, but they've got this thing about buying fireworks and just throwing them in the middle of the street. Yeah, like fully. It was happening everywhere. And it literally sounded like bombs were going off. And I was a bit like, oh God, like what is happening? Yeah. Like at one point we're in this square and someone did it and Dec's like running over with Lila like, hey, let's go see the fireworks. And there's like a police car coming down. And I was like, Dec.
What, the police are coming because they shouldn't be doing it?
No, exactly.
So they just throw fireworks on the floor?
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Oh my God. Someone did it in the road as we were walking back to the flat, and it's bounced and gone onto someone's balcony. And everyone was like laughing. I'm not even joking. Someone did it off.
What time was this?
Oh, like
Before
anywhere
midnight?
from 10, half 10, 11 o'clock. Yeah.
So you weren't out for New Year's Eve?
Nah. We watched all the fireworks, but we weren't out properly because it was nuts.
Chaos.
Like it was chaos. Like we were a bit like, okay, maybe we should go back. We'll just watch them from a certain point, not in the centre, because there was just too much stuff going on. Police drove in. So that was funny. I was like, Dec, I don't really think you're supposed to go and watch the fireworks over there because they're like throwing them illegally. Yeah. So, so we got back to the flat and my dad was like...
Were you all back at this point? Everyone come back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the girls were like, keys? And my dad was like, I don't know. I feel like I've left them in your room. I'm sure I left them in your room to Shauna. Shauna was like, no. She was like, I'm telling you that I bought the keys back. Like I bought them back to you because I knew you were going out before us. So I definitely put them back. Anyway, he was like, nah, there's no way. He was like, I left them in there. So we're walking back all having this kind of like conversation about where the keys are going to be. And we're like, oh my God, how are we going to get in the gate? Because there's a gate before you actually go into the apartment block and all this stuff. So anyway, we figured that out. Thankfully on Shauna's keys, she had the key to get into like the second door. Anyway, we get up there. Not in the apartment. Shauna was like, I told you. I literally told you. And all of our passports are in there. Bearing in mind as
You're
well,
flying in the next day.
Yeah, and my mum's cousin who gave us the apartment had gone out of the country at that point because he had gone away for New Year's. He'd left on the 28th of December. We got there on the 26th, right? So we were like, what do we do? My mum was like fuming at this point.
Was she?
And my dad was there like, must have had a serious brain fart because this just doesn't happen. And it doesn't, because he genuinely, like, he just doesn't do things. And he had the keys all week. He did so well. You get to the last hurdle and we were like, how are we going to get in the room? How are we going to get the passports? Like, how are we going to do anything at this point? So my mum is like ringing Renato, bearing in mind, don't know what he's doing on this fine
and what
New
time
Year's
frame he's
Eve.
in.
Yeah, exactly. And basically he was like, luckily his daughter Anna, who also lives obviously in Italy around the corner, she had a key. So my mum and dad had to get a taxi
to
hers. At first, my mum was literally ringing hotels, like, I'm locked out of my apartment, have you got any rooms available for the night? I'm not even joking, because the girls' apartment,
and it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, the girls' apartment literally sleeps 3 people. We were sleeping nowhere. There was literally nowhere to sleep. I can't even explain the setup of it anyway. But like, literally, my mum and dad were sleeping on like little single bunk beddy type things. So, you know, you can imagine there just wasn't the space. And she was ringing around, and then finally Renato called her and he was like, oh, Sa, what happened? And she was like, well, we've somehow
lost the keys.
Yeah.
Did you lock them in the room?
Which is even worse, because they were like the main set. So we were thinking there's no concierge or anything in this apartment block, by the way. It's been there for like 70 years, that you leave the keys with or anything like that. So Anna was the only one that had another key. Yeah. So my mum at like way past midnight at this point, by the way, everything's done, had to go and get an Uber to her house, go and get the keys really late at night, come back, and then we finally got in.
Did you just chill in with Shauna and Katie and Julia?
Yeah, fully. We had to just sit there. We were thinking, where are we going to sleep? What are we going to do? How are we going to get the passports? Are we going to be like crazy? I mean, the lucky thing is we weren't going till like 7 o'clock in the evening the next day. But if we were getting up early, it would have been like a genuine oh my God moment. So that was my hilarious and fun antics in Rome. I mean, other than that blip, it was unreal.
And then you got back and your cars were lost.
Oh my God. See, this is what I mean. It's the 20th of January and I've forgotten already, because it feels like a dismemory. Yeah, so anyone that's booking their parking in with those genuine, legit places for like Stansted parking, stuff like the meet and greets. Yeah. We did this. So we get off the plane, walking down, everything was so smooth. We left early on the plane. We got back a bit earlier. We were like, boom, 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 out, bags done, come out. I said, I can't ring the number. Like, you're meant to ring them like half an hour. So I was ringing them, and nothing was happening. But I rang them in Rome that day to say we're going to be coming back earlier, and they were like, no worries, we'll get the car ready. So I was like, this is a bit of worry anyway. So I walked outside and I was like, Deck went, there must be loads of people like standing out here waiting for the same service. And this girl heard us and she turned around and went, what service is that? And I was like, oh, whatever it was, exquisite something. And she went, oh, she was like, well, some of us have been waiting for 3 hours. Our cars haven't turned up. Can't get hold of the people. Been on the phone to the police. And the police said, good luck. And I was like,
brilliant.
You are.
And it's like 2 a.m, right?
Yeah.
1 a.m.
Freezing. Got Lila, want to get home. And I was like, I literally cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. And I was thinking, what, are our cars been taken? Like, seriously, like they've actually been stolen or what? Like, what is going on? No one's answering. Then I bumped into another family. There was people losing the plot. I'm not even joking. Angry men like everywhere. And some girl said, I genuinely used them like a month ago and they were fine. So I don't know what's happened. So my dad and Deck ended up, thank God we had the boys with us, because if you're like a woman on your own, by the way, this would have been horrific.
Yeah.
But they had to go and get an Uber with these 2 other guys, and they basically go to the postcode of the actual car park where they would keep the cars for you. Turn up, it's these 2 huge like fields of just hundreds of cars, literally like bumper to bumper parked. And basically there was a guy in a little, you know, like one of those little cabin things. Shed. Yep. literally the keys are all in these plastic wallets all over the floor because people have obviously gone there and they've lost the plot, chucking keys everywhere to try and find their car keys, then trying to find their car. Turns out that they just completely... And the owner, by this is the worst bit, the owner literally lived in the house behind the things of the cars, just lovely asleep in bed at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Obviously only staff member.
Yeah, only staff member. They were completely overwhelmed. They had like 200 people arrive that day with God knows like 160 different cars needed to be meet and greet. Didn't have enough people, ended up not working. So... literally there's people screaming and shouting, people filming. Declan was like, there was keys everywhere. So for one thing, Dec was trying to find our car key on a floor of just thousands of keys.
No lights. They had their torches on, didn't they, on their phones?
Yeah, and they had their torches trying to walk around the lot, trying to find the car. But luckily, we found ours because it was on the end. So they had obviously got the car ready to be driven to us, but they had no one to drive it. And that happened the same thing with my dad's car, but it took ages to find my dad's car because only did they realise till halfway through there was another field full of cars, which was mental. And to find our car key in the end... it was in a car boot in a box of keys.
People are going to comment on this now, being like, I was fucking
I
there.
was there, yeah. Whoever was there, I feel your pain. Honestly, it was like...
And your mum and your sisters and Lila are literally in the airport.
Yeah,
waiting.
we had to sit in the airport the whole time and I'm like ringing, hoping my dad and Dec are like not fucking murdered or something or like got in a fight or anything. Like, are you okay? Is the car there? Like, are there any, gangsters or thugs that have like taken the cars? And it was a bit scary. And like Dec was like, if girls like you had to do it on your own, it'd have been awful. Like absolutely awful because it was like 10 minutes out the way.
Imagine me, you, Nelly and Lila went away and we come back, we've got the girls and we're having to do that. I'm surprised it wasn't on the news. Daily Mail.
Daily Mail, yeah. Anyone want a story? But we were like, Dec was like, I need to look at TikTok the next day because so many people were filming
and
it.
Was it on there?
I didn't check, to be fair. I need to check. But honestly, the antics, oh my God, of Rome was like, the keys seemed to be a theme.
Yeah, Christ.
Lost the apartment keys, the car keys. Like it was mental. What a great start to the year, by the way. 2026.
Boom.
Land.
Lost your car.
No car.
Fucking
Stay
brilliant.
in the airport for 2 hours. Yeah.
And then you come home and your Christmas decks were still up.
Yeah. Even worse. It's like that thing of like, you fucking joking me. I have to take all of this down now as well. Yeah. Oh. So yes, that was my great start to 2026. But here we are, 20 days in.
Into January.
And I think we need to now talk about your Christmas or start to the year because how old did you turn?
30.
She had to think about it.
Nearly turned 2 and then I turned 30.
A day between each other, which is like...
Do you know what I'm a bit gutted about though? Someone said that if you're born on the same day as like a family member... you were together in a past life. Don't know if you're spiritual, but I am. So it's like she could have been my mum in her past life or et cetera, et cetera. But me and Nelly weren't born on the same day. So I was like, oh, yeah. If we were, we would have been together in a past life. That's what they say.
But I feel like you have been together in a past life at some point. You know, they say like, have you ever heard those stories about women that, well, they grow a baby, then they lose that baby. And then they have another child and the child's born and then they've said something wild like, oh, I was Amelia, but I'm now Lila, for example. It's like they knew, like they were the baby before, but they've now come back. People have had stories like that, genuinely, where they're like fully. And I mean, I know a lot of people be like, it's such a conspiracy, that's such a load of bullshit. But I genuinely...
I'm very spiritual.
Yeah. I feel like you have, if you ever want your life to kind of take care of you, just even from like a universe perspective, you kind of have to be spiritual. Yeah. You have to dig a little bit deeper than just being...
There's someone sat next to you right there.
Hello. Hi,
but people, like, it's a thing.
It is a thing.
But me and Ellie not born on the same day. There's like hours, I had her at like 7 whatever at night and then midnight I was then...
Yeah, but then is there a reason why she decided to not... come on the 10th because she very much easily could have.
Yeah,
and
a couple of hours.
Exactly.
But yeah, Nelly was 2, I was 30 and we went to Paris.
Yeah. And what happened?
They surprised us.
We did.
Genuinely though, I had no fucking idea. And I'll say it, when Scott proposed to me, I knew, and I tried the ring on to make sure that I liked it before he'd proposed to me. Like, I sniff out everything.
I'm going to spit my coffee. I literally... And you know what? He so killed it for me when he said that, because I remember waking up the day and Dec was like, look, and I was like, what? And then I saw you guys got engaged and I was like, shut the fuck up. And Dec was like, I knew the whole time. And I was like, you bastard, how come you didn't tell me? He was so good. But then when you said to me, I fucking knew.
I knew it. I just knew I knew. And then I waited for him to be in a deep sunbathing. He was proper snoring, mouth wide open. I thought, this is my moment. So I sneaked off the sunbed. Our room looked out to the pool. So I got to our room. I kid you not. I went out on the balcony. I was like, he's still fucking fast asleep. There's no way, even if he wakes up now, he's not going to get to the room by the time that I've been in the safe, tried it on and put it back. So I opened it, looked, tried it on. I was like, oh, that's really nice. Put it back. And then made sure there was no sun cream on it. And yeah. So anyway, I sniffed that out. I sniffed everything out.
You do.
Didn't sniff this out.
You do. And you know what? I genuinely said to Dec in the morning. So just to cut a long story short, we basically booked so last minute. Scott was like, I think you guys should come. It'd be a great way to surprise the girls. Big milestones, 30 and 2.
And it meant we could go on the rides at Disneyland.
Yeah. So I think that's maybe why Scott asked us. He's thinking strategically, if they come. No, I'm joking. But we came. And so basically we booked the flights literally with 2 days to spare. I messaged my manager, best manager in the world. Shout out to Vicky. And I was like, can you please let me have Thursday? I need Thursday and Friday off. And she was like, bearing in mind, I've just come back to work on the 5th, by the way. Cheekiest request. She was like, yeah, fine. So we booked the flight, and when we were driving at like 2 a.m, by the way, on the way to the airport, I said, Zach, I feel like Lil's just going to suss it out. Because I felt like Scott needed to be on his phone every now and then. And what I thought was, at one point, if she sees him on his phone, she's probably going to think, who the hell are you messaging at 4 a.m. in the morning? Like, who? Do you know what I mean? Like, who's, unless it's like one of his people's like covering his boot camp at 6 a.m, who really is he going to be messaging? So we tried to send limited messages. And at one point he said to me, we need to speak in, what do you call it? What do you say when you speak in... Oh!
Metaphors.
No. No.
I'm going to say Scott don't know how to speak in metaphor. He's too thick.
No. No, he used the right word. Oh my God, that's going to piss me off. No, I'm going to have to find it in a minute. You have to speak in something where it's like you would say you're talking about football, but what you mean is...
Fine.
Yeah? So... I was like, fine. And it was hilarious because the conversations me and Scott were having sounded so dodgy. And I said to him at one point, you need to delete this message off your phone, because if she sees, even just goes on your phone and sees like the bit from me, it's going to look so weird. Like at one point we were talking about, let's swap the kids in the toilet on the plane and like all these different ideas on how to surprise you. So anyway, I just thought, she's going to suss it. And
so
then
do you know why I didn't suss it?
Go on.
I will put my hands up, and I apologise to Scott now, but I am a hotel snob. I am. And I like convenience, and I think if I can pay to be as close to the fucking airport as possible, I will pay for it. I'll put my car in the car park. I want the hotel to be connected. I don't want stress. I don't want drama. So I said to him, right, let's just pay for hotel parking and airport the day before, because the flight was at like 6 a.m. or something ridiculous, wasn't it? It was Luton. I was like, I can't be asked to get Nelly up early. I just want easy.
Yeah.
And when we've done it before, we've done it like Heathrow, Gatwick. You stay in a nice like Radisson or a Sofitel. It's lovely. You literally roll out of bed. You open the hotel door on the terminals there. So I'm like to him, I know there's no airport that's attached to the hotel that's attached to the airport. He's like, it is. I booked it. It's the Holiday Inn. And I was like, okay, fine. So we get on the bus where we've parked the car, and we get there, and I'm like, I fucking knew it. It's like a 10-minute walk. Oh, whoop-de-doo, 10-minute walk. Like, God's sake, Lily. I was fuming. I got in the hotel. I was like, smells like cigarettes. And Scott was like, it does smell like cigarettes. Then we got into the room, and I was like, this is a dive. And then I was like, well, you're on the sofa bed because you've booked this shithole. This is literally what I said to him. So bad of me.
Poor Scott.
I was like, me and Nelly can take the bed. He's like, I'm sure all three of us can fit in that bed. And I was like, no, your fault. You booked a shit hotel that's a 7-10 minute walk away. I'm fuming. Then I'm in the bed and the bed sheets are itching me. I'm like, fucking, I've got bed bugs. Literally what I was saying. It was like midnight at this point. So then I get up in the morning and I'm still pretty fucking fuming that he's making me walk 10 minutes to the airport. So I was just cross with him still. And he got up and I'm like, oh, I have to be on time in the airport. It stresses me out. So
Same,
like,
thank you.
We've got to walk 15 minutes. For God's sake, now we've got to get up 15 minutes earlier. Oh dear. And then he's pissing about in the bathroom. And I was like to Nelly, I'm sorry, but if you turn out like this fucking idiot that's taking ages, but he was actually in the bathroom texting you to boycott us. So because I was being a bit of a hotel snob and I didn't want to walk 10 minutes because usually I just literally jump and I sneeze when I'm in the airport, I didn't suss him out. And then I was fuming still when we were walking through. Then I saw Black Sheep Coffee and I was like, oh, let's get a coffee in there. No tables. He was like, let's go to Weatherspoons. So I was like, whatever. And
oh my God, imagine, because you'd have actually then sat down in
If there
Black
was a
Sheep
table
Coffee.
at Black Sheep Coffee, he said this, I'd have been like, I'm not going to Weatherspoons, we'll sit at Black Sheep.
And the only reason that we chose Weatherspoons because it was right at the back and we were able to sit upstairs to goggle you.
Freakiest thing. Did you see us walking?
Yeah.
The freakiest thing was in duty free, Nelly was going, deck, but Deck wasn't there.
Yeah, that is weird. Spiritual, I'm telling you, it's all that thing of like, I feel like as well, you forget how much children absorb. And I think she's probably heard when Scott's been just with her and him and her, and he's been speaking to me and Deck about come to the airport, Deck, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. It's suddenly alarm bells. We're in the airport and it's like, I've heard Daddy and Auntie speak about Deck.
Deck, Uncle Deck. Fifi, Lila. I said, oh, yeah, no, they're at home. Lila's gone. I always say Lila's at Holly's.
Yeah, because then she knows. Otherwise, Nelly gets very sad.
And then I just sat there, minding my own business, chatting, and then
lo
Nelly
and behold,
Lila. I was like, yeah, that does look a bit like Lily's.
It was so weird as well because again, it was like Lila knew I'd like set this up because I told her to walk because we came up behind Lily's table in Spoons. And she kind of looked back at me, and as she looked back at me, she'd gone past Lily's chair. So I thought if Lily looks now, she's going to see her face. But she just turned as you turned your head to look at her. And that's why you were like to Nelly, oh yeah, it does look like Lila from behind.
It does look like Lily's. She's dressed like Lily's. Her hair's put up like Lily's. She's got Mickey Mouse ears on. Just turned my head and I was like, bah!
It was me! I think we need to insert the video. Jules can insert the video for everyone. You can watch that for a minute while it's up on the screen because it was literally hands down like just a priceless moment of your face.
But more priceless because I didn't sniff it out and I sniffed every fucking thing out. Which is so
nice. That's what I mean. Like it's surprises are still nice, but when you've already picked up on it, you kind of lose that momentum. Whereas when it's genuinely like you have got not a single idea that we were even going to be there was the best because your face was unreal. Yeah, like you were, and then you were like, "What the hell?" Like, oh. And someone messaged us and they were like, "It's so lovely the way how much you love each other's kids." Yeah, and I was like, "I know." Like they are literally.
But I was literally saying to Scott the other day, like, I would be jealous of that. Like, not many people have that type of relationship with their friends' kids. No. But also don't have the supportive network that us four have.
No. Like, it is, I think we always say that when you speak about friends, and in a minute we'll lead very nicely on to talking about, one, when you talk about you being 30, because I feel like a lot's changed for you, but also that friendships are a big thing, especially when you become a mum. Yeah. And I think things shift. It's like we've always had I always say like to Lily and Scott, it's always been like a family dynamic more than friends, because I think when you got friends and then you've got chosen family. And I think also it's just kind of always fallen that way. And I always said when I was younger, when I'm older, I always hope to have at least that one set of friends that it is like another set of parents
for your child,
for my child, you know, that love my child as much as I love them. Or it's like you've got that kind of, you know, dynamic where you'll always be friends even in your 50s, and your kids will grow up together. Yeah. And they'll have baths together. And it's like Nelly and Lila literally have grown up together. Yeah. Like we say they are like sisters. It's wild. Like they are literally, they will love each other one minute, fight the next, want to hold hands. They don't want to touch each other at all. Like it's very, it is the best thing ever. But you can't buy that.
You can't.
Nah, you can't buy it.
And like, I love Lila to pieces. I love Leo to pieces. That my friend Maddie's little one, like April's kids, love them. Like I feel like when it's your friend and they're good close friends, you literally adore their children like they're your own.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it's
do.
like,
because it's like an it's an extension of them, isn't it? At the end of the day, you're like, oh my god, like you birthed this little human. It's like, oh my god, I have this like burning love for them as well, for sure. And you 100%, whoever's got that kind of network, like blessed. Whoever doesn't, I mean, I can imagine. I know firsthandly as well from like getting pregnant. I mean, I just felt so lucky that we did it together, because if I didn't do it with you, and I've said this numerous times on old episodes before, I would have felt very lonely. Are you all right? Have you got some indigestion?
Gassy. I don't know what it is. But you are right. I just think, I don't know, you're just lucky when you've got that.
But my friendships have shifted massively since, I feel like, so when you go into a new year, before I come on to that, like 2026, we said, it's another year, it's the same kids, but it's a different me. I'm going to ask you before we talk about friends, because we've got something quite funny coming for that. But before we kind of go into that, what do you feel like coming into 2026 and now turning 30 has changed for you?
Well, I feel like we were having this conversation, weren't we, when we were walking through Centre Parks in Paris, and I was looking up to our elders, Deck and Scott.
Especially Deck. I'm joking, love you.
For some advice, but like, I feel like your 20s is really important because you learn so much about yourself through life lessons, right? It's all a lesson, it's all a journey. My dad's always said this. For me, my family unit with Scott and Nelly is the most important thing. And I have realised, if I'm stressed about things in life that I can't control, there's nothing I can do about that, right? And Scott is the person that's there to support you and hold you up, and so are your friends. But if you're going to stress me out that much, that it's going to then impact my mood at home and it's going to affect my child, this is what I've realised in my 30s, that I'm not having any negative energy in my life. So I'll cut it out.
You got to go on a diet with your friends.
You have to cut it out.
You do.
If you're going to make me if I'm in a bad mood for whatever reason, because I'm allowing something to get to me, and I come home and take that out on my child and my husband, that is not fair.
It's a problem.
And I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that anymore. And I'm not just saying this because I'm trying to like toot my own horn. I feel like as a friend, I'm a very giving person.
Oh, you are?
I give. I
can vouch for that.
And I was talking to one of my clients the other day. She's like in her 50s. And she said to me, why is it everyone that gives, like...
Get shit.
Nothing comes back to you. I'm the friend that travels. And I will. I have no problem. But I'm also a busy friend that runs my own business. I've got my own child to think about.
You run two.
Husband.
You run Mumversations.
Yeah, I've got things going on in my life, and I feel like friendship shouldn't be difficult. For example, April, love her to pieces. She lives in Scotland, right? If I don't hear from that girl for 6 months, I don't care. She's busy. Love her to pieces. If I text her tomorrow,
she'd be there
and said, April, I need your help. If I messaged her at 3:00 in the morning, if she saw her phone ringing, she'd answer and she would do whatever she could to help me. And actually, if I've not spoken to her in 6 months, it's like we spoke yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the type of friendship you need. Low maintenance friendships when you're in your 30s. I can't deal with stuff that drains my energy, because you're draining my energy. You're also going to drain my energy that I bring into my house to my child and my husband, and it's not fair. So I'm not going to do that. No. I'm not going to be the friend that gives, and it's still not fucking good enough.
I know.
Fine. If what 100%. I do is not good enough, your problem, not mine.
Yeah.
So my 30s is cutting out things, not just friends, anything that is going to affect Scott and Nelly.
Amen to that.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't, for some people, what you give them is still not enough. Fine.
But sometimes I don't even think it's that it's not enough. I just think for them, I don't even think they know what enough even looks like in a friendship. It's like, you know, you can do all of this stuff, but at the end of the day, it says more about them if they can't be accepting of, yeah, actually, my friend does do that. She does show up when I need her. Like, I know tomorrow I can literally ring you at any point for anything and like you'll be there and vice versa, right? Yeah. And that's that, like you said, that's easy.
Maddie's the same. I could ring her.
Yeah.
She'd be there in a heartbeat. She could not hear from me for a week. She'd message me being like, are you okay? But she doesn't get offended.
No.
Now that she's a mum as well, she totally gets it.
Yeah.
We're not 12, 13, 14, where our only priority is sit in our room and be like, why is Maddie not replying to me?
Why is my friend not replying to me? Yeah.
We've got shit going on in our own lives.
We're the same with like, even like with Maya though. We've all kind of got a big family unit, don't we? And it's like, you could text her and she will answer. But at the end of the day, if you don't speak for weeks on end, it's just normal.
Yeah, there's not an issue.
There's not like we haven't spoken in like 3 weeks. Are you okay? Am I okay with you? Like all of this stuff. And that right there is when you say that is what I have been used to in every previous friendship that I had. It was like the minute, I mean, I've always been like that very much so, and I like keeping in touch with my friends because I obviously want to make sure they know, probably similar to how you've been in the past, is I'm thinking of you, you're on my mind, are you okay? Like, you know, I'm here if you need me, that sort of thing. Now, I've never really had the same back on that. And I think, Dec, always you say to me, you're giving so much time and energy to these friendships, but in reality, so if you're going to get burned at some point, because what you'll realise is most people in friendships don't give that back. They don't want to give that back. They're not as bothered about you as you're potentially bothered about them, genuinely. Like, that is just a fact. It's like in most friendships I've been in previously, I have cared way more about them, where they're at. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing enough for them? Do they see me as a good friend? Have I showed up enough? But when the tables actually would turn, I'd be like, they don't actually really care.
Yeah.
They don't care about whether they lose me as a friend tomorrow or not. I've had that 3 times in my life happen to people that I genuinely would have looked at and thought, you'd have been maid of honour at my wedding. You know, I'd have had you at that point in my life. And then all of a sudden, you're like strangers. And I think to myself, you did not care about my friendship with you the same way as that I would have valued that, or how I would have wanted to deal with that situation.
And you've taken it for granted. Because like, I've had friends, and I've still got friends, that I'm always the one that goes to them. Bearing in mind, I don't mind. I don't mind being the friend that drives. Mm-hmm. Absolutely fine. All your friends don't live on your doorstep. We're lucky. We live 5 minutes away from each other. I'd never compare how often I see you to how often I see April. She lives fucking 6 hours away.
Yeah.
Maddie lives half an hour away. I have other friends that have lived even further away. I'm not going to measure friendships comparing to how often I see you, because you literally live around the corner. But the friends that live far away, I don't mind driving to them, but please don't make me out to be a crap friend, because I'm not. Yeah. I'm the friend that's literally, from the day my child's been born, when I've had the newborn, I've been the one that's out fucking coming to see you on your kid's nap schedule, which I don't mind. I really don't mind. But what I do mind is when I'm made out to be a shit friend, because that's not what I am.
No, 100%.
And I don't have the energy now to even fight it, because I'm like, do you know what? I've given everything to some friendships. And if you don't appreciate what I've done, and also appreciate that we're all human and we've all got our own stuff going on in our lives, lost my sister-in-law, had a miscarriage, trying to juggle a business, went back to work when my child was 4 weeks old. Like, I am juggling a lot. Please don't expect me to be at your doorstep every single fucking day, because I can't be. But what I can be is that friend that drives 45 minutes, 50 minutes to your house. Still not good enough? Fine.
No.
Not my problem anymore.
Yeah, but you know, I'll say 2 things I've observed about you since you've turned 30. One thing is you take a lot less shit. A lot less shit. You're much more ruthless in the right way, though.
Yeah.
Like, in the right way, not ruthless in a bad way.
I feel like in my 20s I was a bit of a doormat. Like, I let people walk all over me.
Agreed.
Because I'm a very, very kind person, and I've allowed people to take me for granted. I'm not doing that anymore.
No.
And and I probably wouldn't be having this conversation with you right now if I didn't have a child, and I didn't think, Why
Would you want
should
Nelly
she
to
have
do
to
that?
come home
Yeah.
to a stressed, aggy mum
Because of other
because
people.
of other people? I'm not doing it anymore.
No.
Mm-mm.
And also, would you want Nelly to go through that?
No, sorry, I interrupted you. What have you observed?
No,
of
you
me?
haven't. That's good. No, that's good. I like that.
So,
You're definitely more ruthless with the right things, which I'm really happy to see. But also the other thing is, I feel like you've become a little bit more vulnerable to be able to let go and go, yeah, do you know what? Having a miscarriage did hurt me.
yeah.
Losing my sister-in-law, of course that's hurt you, but sometimes those things you've always suppressed down because I think you feel like, well, I'm just that person that gets on with everything. I'm just that person that runs a business. I'm just that person that's known to go here, there and everywhere and not
For
stop and
everyone
have
else.
care. Yeah.
Bearing in mind, I only get 2 days off a week. That's it.
Yeah.
And not even, because most of the time I'm doing something in the evening.
Of course.
So my time is precious. So if I am the person that is coming out of my way,
Yeah.
driving, and it's still not fucking good enough,
Bye-bye.
I don't even need to argue anything anymore.
No.
Not worth it.
But you know what? In the same respect though, even though, yes, we are very lucky to live around the corner from each other, people can still take that for granted and not make the effort.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had friends live around the corner from me and never make an effort. And even though it's 2-minute drive, I've still been the one that's always like, are you free? Can I come over? Do you want to see me? Da, 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 da. We're very equal in that. And I feel like we almost don't take it for granted because we do live 5 minutes away. But we're like, actually, because we live 5 minutes away, even more so why we're always like, we'll come see you, let the girls play, do this. And also it takes a village. It helps sometimes. If you're having an off day and you think, you know what, just go and play with Lila.
I said that at Disneyland, didn't I?
Yeah.
What, like, if Nelly is having one of their moments, and she's been doing it for like 3-4 hours where she's being a little bit of a toddler, 2-year-old, which is normal, and she's overstimulating the fuck out of me,
Yeah.
I can turn around and go for a wee, and Soph's like there playing with her and it's giving me 5 minutes to just breathe.
Yeah.
Or I can just pick Lila up and go and do something with Lila. It just helps.
Lila is like spiritually wired to you, by the way.
is.
I am fucking telling you. That girl, and I mean this respectfully to everyone because she loves everybody. However, she has something special towards Lily because I've never seen her like that.
She knows I'm a good person.
She does. She does. She's a good judge of character because even her childminder told me the other day some lady put her hand out to hold Lila's hand and Lila went no.
Did she?
Yeah. So she has like, she won't do it for everybody.
She goes, Auntie, cuddle.
Yeah, Auntie, cuddle, Auntie. And
Auntie do it.
Yeah.
Auntie.
And you are the only person I have ever heard her get upset for. Like when she's with anyone else, nanny, granddad, whoever, it would always be like, mummy, mummy, mummy. Minute it's me and Lily together, it's like, auntie, 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 auntie. Like just not interested in me whatsoever. But
So she knows I'm a good person.
she does.
And
I'm a very appealing person.
And the thing is, I don't expect a lot back from anyone. This is my problem.
No.
Like, I am the most low maintenance friend. I don't get offended by anything. But what I do now in my 30s get offended by is if you can't see how much and I can see how much of a good person I am, how much of a giving person I am, and how much I do, and you can't appreciate that I'm human and I've got stuff going on in my life just like you do.
Yeah.
Fine.
See you later.
Peace. And do you know what else?
Peace out, motherfuckers.
Today, do you know what my favourite film in the whole entire fucking world is? 13 going on 30.
Yes!
I love that film.
Yes!
And I was like, me and Maddie, when we were younger, that and Cinderella Story,
Yeah.
we'd watch all the time.
All
and
the
I
time.
remember watching it being like, fuck, 30's old. Can't believe she's 30. Now I'm 30.
I know. I honestly, they were my two favourite films. But we've always said this when we've met each other. I've always said to Lily, I'm like, anything that I've mentioned, you've mentioned,
Done.
we've always liked. It's so weird.
And it's back on Netflix.
Oh, mate.
Scott goes, for God's sake, I'm like, I know every single word.
Yeah.
But that film, I remember watching it when she's 13 and then she bangs her head and she's
She's
gets
like,
the
this
magic
is where I
dust.
want to be.
This is what I want to be. And she's 30.
30, flirty and thriving.
That's me now.
It is. You're 30, flirty and thriving, girl.
So
I like that for you, though. I think being 30 and having that type of outlook now is going to 100% help you moving forward, because I think
I've
that's
got
the only
too
thing.
much. I've got stress in my life that I can't control in terms of running a business.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
But you don't need that. You've
I
got
don't need
stress that you
additional
can
stress.
control.
Your friends shouldn't stress you out.
No.
No one, even your family. Family stress you out, fuck them off.
Yeah, exactly. You can have family and then you can have chosen family, chosen friends, all of that. But I agree. I feel like, I mean, I went on the diet with my friends. I feel like I said it to you before. I've just got to a point now where it's tiny. My circle is extremely small. And that's it. It's like I have Hannah. Hannah's in Dubai. She's all the way in Dubai.
Yeah.
I see her twice a year if I'm lucky. But I know for a fact, if I was to literally be like, I am really struggling and I need to WhatsApp her.
She'd reply.
Yeah.
April's the same.
Straight there. Like they're those friends, like you said, that it's so easy. There's not an expectation there.
No.
And I feel like with me and you, obviously, I mean, we speak every day, but that's not because there's the expectation to speak pretty much every day. I think it's just more that just comes natural to us because...
Well, I also think you know that I don't text very well, so you just ring me.
Yeah. We've always got something to catch up or talk about, so we end up just calling. But I'm not a texter though either. I don't like texting. If I need to tell you something, like, oh God, I need to tell her this quick, I'll text you. That's it. I don't even expect to reply most of the time. And I know you'll ring me, but I think some of those friendships you've got where it's like you chat every day, you've got something to chat about, you sort things out, you see each other all the time, and that's easy. But there's not an expectation there if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you've got them friends that live ages away, but if you were to pick the phone up tomorrow, they would be there. That is easy friendships.
And it's not even like having to be ages away. Like Maddie, sometimes we don't hear from each other for like 2 weeks. Then she'll message me being like, do you want to do something?
And that's how it should be.
And even if I said to her, oh no, sorry, can't this week because I've got so much going on. What about 2 weeks time? And it's now been 6 weeks. It's still like, yeah, brilliant. And then when I see her, she loves Nelly like her own. And I love Leo like my own. And it's lovely.
Yeah.
So that's what I've realised in my 30s. If I'm not good enough, if what I'm doing is not good enough, then fine.
I'm not wasting my energy.
No, not even.
100%.
And I spoke to my mum the other day and she was like, Lily, I literally can count my friends on one hand.
So can I.
Or like not even my thumb, my four fingers.
Yeah, literally.
You just need to stop putting all your time and energy into everybody else.
Yeah.
And focus on Nelly and focus on Scott. And yeah, that's what I've done since January the 1st.
January 1st, we're now 20 days in. But it's true. Go on a diet with your friends. You have to cut out the shit. And I feel like when you're a mum, even more so, you do get to the point where you've had kids and you're like, you know what? I ain't taking none of this shit. I've got way more bigger things to fry than worrying about, you know, friendships and all the rest of it. Who's going to show up for me? Who's not? Who do I need to make effort with?
But I actually don't expect my friends to show up for me. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't.
But you shouldn't expect it because like when you have genuine friends, your friends will show up for you regardless. You understand what I mean? Yeah. There's no expectation there because your friends will show up for you when they need to show up for you. And what I mean by that is, no, you don't have to speak every day. No, you don't have to see each other every day. But at the end of the day, there will be a point where your friends go, are you good? Like, how are you? Or they'll just ring you off the bat, or they'll ask you, do you want to do something? That is a friend showing up for you. And that's what I mean, is that yes, you don't have to have an expectation there, but for you more so, when you were in that sense of like, I'm giving.
It's still not good enough.
But then also you just said like, you don't expect much back. I think it's because you don't expect it because you haven't really had it.
No.
So it's like, what is there to expect from it? I'm used to giving, not getting much back. That's my norm. But it's not really a norm because that's not how it should be. It should be you give a little, you take a little. That's how the world works. But your friends will show up for you if they are your friends. It's like if you're going through something, I know from even just speaking to you before, and I know loads of people do this, my sister's the same, something happens to you and you're like, bless you. And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, you're not fine, but I'm not going to dig either because I'll let you just sit in it for a minute. But I'm like, you only until the when it came up on the podcast previously, you didn't mention about your miscarriage because I don't think you think it was very significant because you think, oh, well, there's other people around me that have been through this and that. Is that bad? Yes, it is significant to you.
Yeah.
it's significant to your situation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The same as anything, whatever you're feeling or going through, it doesn't matter whether someone else is going through 10 times worse. That's what's happening in your life for that minute. That is significant to you.
Yeah.
The same thing as losing Sky.
Yeah.
That was massive.
Yeah.
But for you, then you might think, oh, well, you know, who's got this going on and that going on. It's like, no. It's not a competition in who's got the worst life or who's had worse things happen. That's what's happened in your life at that point. That's detrimental. It is.
Yeah.
But you were very good at just being like, I'm fine. Because I think that's what you've been used to. And I don't think, you spoke about it before, but I also don't think sometimes you've had them friends that have been diggy enough where it's like, are you sure you're fine? Are you sure you've actually processed that you had a miscarriage? Because I don't think you have.
No.
You know what I mean?
True.
There's some friends that would like to draw in more of the negatives around your husband and that sort of thing. Is that the right thing to focus on? Not really. Like,
Oh my God, and I literally look at Scott now and I'm like, you are a fucking angel. I've got through the fog.
you've got through exactly
Of having a baby, and I'm like, that boy literally has taken the boy.
that man.
How degrading. That man has taken the punches massively, but
they
genuinely, he's fucked up a few times. Yeah, everyone has. No one's perfect, but
But as a man
he's
though,
so thoughtful.
yeah, and as a man though, when you do ask yourself genuinely, do most men know how to react properly when their missus goes through a miscarriage? I don't think so.
No, but even having a child.
Yeah.
Even having a child.
All of those things.
Which is why I've seen, if people have kids really young, a lot of the time their relationship doesn't
End.
Yeah, because you're not emotionally mature enough to be able to ride it out. Whereas rewind to 10 years ago, let's say we had Nelly in my 20s, me and Scott wouldn't be together now 100%.
No.
But he's so mature and he knows how to deal with it. He's like, I love you to pieces, love Nelly to pieces.
Why am I
If this is going to be a 2-year ride of your hormones being all over the place, fine. And we've literally come...
You come through it, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
You're living in absolute chaos.
Yeah. Me and Dad, exactly.
Same.
Mate, and I'm not being funny, we both changed our careers as soon as I left maternity leave. You're going through the worry of are you going to succeed in your new role? Am I going to succeed in mine? We're both working full time. You've got a child in the middle of it, and I'm not going to lie as well. They say, even just with breastfeeding, it kills everything. It makes you so angry. You don't have a sex drive at all. And I still haven't really felt myself in that area. And I do feel sometimes I've been selfish because I think it's very easy for women. If you're not feeling it, you're also not going to be like, well, listen, I'm not feeling it, but I'll get down and give you a blowjob. You know what I mean? And but my mum said it to me before. Are you being selfish though? Because you do have hands and you do have mouth.
Is that what your mum said?
Yeah. Which it is, but it is true, isn't it? But it's in my mind.
Yeah, but if your brain's not there, your brain's not there.
I know, but then you've also got to think about them because it's if you're ready to do it, they're up for it instantly because that's how they work. But if they're really
I say that to Scott all the time. I'm like, if I'm horny right now...
Oh, yeah.
No. If I'm horny right now and I want to have sex with you, if you're not horny... You can't get hard.
That's true.
I can't sit on a floppy penis.
That's true.
I can't. But if I'm not in the mood, I've got a hole. This is so crude. All you need to do is put your penis in the hole. Dry as arseholes, not fucking fun. But you can still have sex because it's a hole. If I want to, you got to be hard. And if you're not hard, we're not having sex.
True.
So I think it's...
I mean, they have a mouth and hands too, to be fair. But...
Yeah.
But I think that 100%, the first, and someone else said this to me as well, the first 2 years of having a child on your relationship, the hardest thing. And I think this year is our year. Nelly's turned 2, Lala's turning 2 in March, you turned 30, I turned 28. But the year is I'm definitely got good vibes for it.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got so much exciting stuff to come.
I know they're the people that say they're the happiest are the most sad, but I actually genuinely feel so content in my life, my friendships and my relationship and my family.
Yeah, but we're the most honest, unfiltered people on this ever. We've been extremely unhappy at times in the last 2 years. I've been extremely unhappy at times. I have got to the point where I felt like my relationship is going to be over. I'm going to be on my own. The amount of times that me and Lily I hope you don't mind me saying, have both vented to each other, been round each other's houses, been in tears. Yeah, because it's freaking hard.
Yeah.
Like, it is hard. It's not easy.
I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast.
What?
Nelly was like 6 weeks old and Scott is starting to fuck me off. So I was like, I'm going to lock him out the house.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I locked that bastard out the house. He's not a bastard. I locked him out the house. I remember sitting upstairs in our walk-in wardrobe thing. And he's like shouting through the letterbox, Lily, open the door, open the door. I was psycho. I was like, no, I'm not opening the door. He literally had to like break into our house to get in. Like,
what about you started putting his stuff in a bin bag as well? Or you chucked it out the window?
Like, my hormones after having Nelly, wild. And I'm like, I literally appreciate that man so much because he's still here.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
if it was me, I'd have fucking left me.
Yeah.
I'd have been gone. I'd have been like, off you go.
Yeah, but I was going to, because I'm not being funny. Like, listen, I've got my things like with Declan, but I'm probably more like Scott sometimes in the situation, and Dec would be more like you in terms of the fire. And it makes me laugh because sometimes I think, oh my God, if some of the things I did, he'd have absolutely been like, bye-bye. Dec, because he has less of a long fuse. Scott, for anyone that doesn't know, has a much longer patience fuse than me.
He is the most chilled out. That man, I've said this to so many people recently, that man has never shouted at me. Never.
No.
I could literally go like this.
And he just, yeah.
He don't. He doesn't. So, my dad takes piss out of him all the time. He'll take 10 minutes to tie his shoelaces up. He does get stressed because his aura ring tells him, but you never.
Yeah, and then Dec had no stress on his aura ring, but let me tell you, if he gets annoyed.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
It is funny.
How that man has not exploded, I don't know. But yeah, I'd love to have another baby because I'm like, stuff like it would be so different. I know it would.
It would be, because I think the first, it's like with when you really strip it back, like you said, and you come through the fog, like you can see it. It's like I think my Dec said to my mum when we had a massive argument recently, he was like, I go to work for my girls. That's what he said. And I was like, I love you for that, but you don't say that to me. So sometimes then I can be mean and be like, meh, this, that. But in reality, sometimes we can be very harsh. I think it comes with hormones and being a woman and going through it. And I think because you've done it now and you know what having a child entails, you know the kind of stress it puts on your body, your mind, your hormones, your relationship, having it a second time round is different in that way because you kind of know what to expect. You know what I mean? So you kind of know, Scott will know, okay, here we go.
Mustn't get my hair cut. But
yeah.
I always say to my mum, do you know what? Maybe sometimes Scott can be a bit selfish, but at least he don't fucking shove cocaine up his nose.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
at least then,
yeah. That is my biggest thing. Drugs, hate it. So I'm like, yeah, he might not fucking run me a bath all the time, and I sometimes don't come home for dinner. But at least he's not snorting cocaine.
Or out all the time drinking.
At the pub.
Yeah.
Like, I can deal with that.
Oh, 100. My mum and dad have always said that to me, and I rate Declan so much for this, as do I rate Scott. He has never, because he's had a long thing with football as well. He's never ever been a heavy drinker. He's never ever smoked. I mean, this is no criticism for anyone that does this, by the way.
No.
But this is putting it in reality. There are some people in awful, abusive situations. There's people where the dad is abusing drugs, alcohol, it's out all the time, cheating, doing all this stuff. You can say, like you said, you don't run me a bath, or sometimes with dinner, or they're winding you up because they're not emotionally available for you, which is frustrating in itself. But you're not going out and taking drugs. You're not going out and sitting in the pub for hours on end in the weekday with your friends and not coming home, or coming home completely off your head. And the cleaner scared me. Fucking hell. It reminded me, was that Johnny English where she's doing the Hoover and she's suddenly like, yeah. And I think for absolutely for that, I agree. Like you can kind of get over the haircuts every now and then at bad timings and things like that, because in reality, they're fully kind of present and aware and they're not doing those kind of things that you
Yeah.
could be dealing with.
I just love to go again. Not yet. I need to sort a lot of things out in my business and stuff before I even put myself in a situation where I need to go off and have another child.
Plus,
But
you need to wait for me.
yeah, I'd happily do it again because I'm like, how different will it be this time?
Mm-hmm.
So different.
It will be. I think everyone says
Your
that. Like,
first
there's
child teaches you. You said that to me.
It does. Your first child is your teacher, and also they do get the brunt of your parenting because you are learning just as much as they are. And I always listen to that lady on that podcast, I can't remember her name, but she always says, your children are your teachers. You are not their teachers. You're not. Like, they will teach you patience. They will teach you grace. They will teach you, like, the patience is the biggest thing, because you learn that sometimes you do have to be patient. You can't push it. You can't allow your triggers.
Sorry. I'm laughing because Nelly literally, I'm not even joking, will walk into our wardrobe and start yanking Scott's t-shirts off the hangers, obviously mimicking when I've gone in there before, raging like, fuck him, put all his stuff in bin bags.
100,
get him out the house.
100%.
She does. She goes,
Yeah, 100.
and then it's like, God, I can't behave like that. So when it brings you back to Friends, I'm like, these kids are downloading all the time. Whatever I'm doing, they, like you said, like we said about the airport, Nelly's going, deck. They're fucking clever. They
Mate,
are so clever.
They're listening all the time. There's some of the things as well that, like, Lila will come out of. I'm like, where did that come from?
Sex.
Like she said, sex. Me and Decca had a bit of a cuddle in bed, and I genuinely promise you we were doing nothing. And I feel horrific because she's not even 2. And I think I've had The Holiday on in the background of Cameron Diaz and Jude Law, and they say sex in that quite a few times. But she is not stupid. Like,
no.
and they are.
Clever.
They are sponges. That's what people forget. They're sponges. And even if they're not saying things for a week, all of a sudden I noticed, I think you said this before when we were going to town one day. Lila's never said it. We said we're going to Huntingdon. About 10 minutes later, she started going, Huntingdon.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was 10 minutes later, because they just constantly downloading. Then all of a sudden it starts spilling out. But it's exactly the same with behaviour.
Yeah.
Whichever way you're acting, frustration, shouting, whatever, they will mimic it. And then you get told, oh, you must be a terrible parent because your child's doing this. No, it's just because...
It's live.
They must be an awful child because they're shouting and screaming. But it's not their fault. They're young, and whatever they're going to see, they're going to mimic. So it is down to us. But they are our teachers, and that is what she said. And she was like, she says on the podcast, if you speak to my 9-year-old son, he's like speaking to a 90-year-old. He's like an old soul, and he gives her advice at 9. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it all goes back to being spiritual and stuff as well. And I think that's where sometimes you kind of just gotta, you hold your tongue with stuff and you learn that. But your first child does get the brunt of it because you're learning to be a parent as they're learning you as a parent. They're learning where they begin and you end. So when you have a second one, the mistakes you may have made on the first one, you won't do.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's sad and it's nice, but that's why you being an eldest, you'll know, the same as me, I made the most mistakes as I grew up compared to my sisters. At the same time, like, you make the most mistakes as an eldest, but you also get the brunt of then what your parents have gone through, and you see it the most because you're the one that's experiencing it. And the same mistakes they may have made, they don't tend to mimic the second or third time round. You know what I mean? So I do think, I think it would be very different. And I also would love to see you actually have like at least a nice 2 months off.
My cousin said that to me. She's just had the cutest
baby.
Oh
my God. Oakley.
I mean, her daughter is so pretty and she's so cute that she just makes the cutest babies, but she just had a little one.
Oh my God.
And I was like, like, you're making me broody. If I get pregnant, it's your fault. And she said, oh, Nellie's at the perfect age. She makes such a good sister. And I said, I just want to be in a position where I can have a bit of time off. And she was like, you so deserve that because like you don't feel like you've missed out and you've just enjoyed that time. So definitely want a second, but I just need to be in the right. What do you always say? It's not the...
There's never a right time, but I feel like there's a wrong time.
Yeah.
So there's never a right time to do it, but there can definitely be a wrong time. Like, if you suddenly...
for me, it's the wrong time. I need to get like on the straight and narrow with staff.
Everything happens with me and Lily. So
Yeah.
when you get pregnant, I fall, you fall.
Yeah.
I think Lil said to me, it's only fair that I have to do it first this time.
She can. She's
Fine.
going first.
But 2026 is either going to be a year potentially of more babies, maybe by the end of it, maybe by the end of next year, who knows. And also, I'm not pregnant, by the way. I'm just saying, 2026 goals. You turned 30.
Yeah.
I turned 28.
We're going to Dubai.
We're going to Dubai in
as
June.
a family with Maya and Rodney.
We are.
Ava.
The other little third addition to the group, Ava, girl power.
Yeah.
And both the girls are turning, well, they've turned 2. Lila's 2 in March. It's one of those years. But just to kind of reassure our listeners, because we wanted to do a bit of a catch up, welcome back to 2026 Mumversations, but we've got a lot to come this year. We've got a lot of guests lined up. We've got a lot of things to chat about. And I think also, just to put it out there again, as we've said before, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
We love to hear from you guys. And please don't feel hesitant to, message us in, let us know what you want to hear. I know we put something up the other day and people wrote in, which is really good. So we will be bringing that to your screens.
Yeah.
But this was great. 2026, here we come.
Yeah.
Over and out, guys. Episode 11 pending. Don't we need to clap?